Sports fans, for more bonus footage on how to stop the Warriors, click the link on the screen or in the description below. We go into more detail on the Warriors' turnovers as well as which teams match up the best to stop them. Also, if you want to go to an NBA game, you have to download the Game Time app. You'll know exactly what the court looks like from each seat. It's a completely digital ticket, so no hassle standing in the will call line. And if you use my code COACH, you'll get $10 off your first purchase. I've used it, it's awesome, and I'm in. When you first glance at the numbers the Warriors are putting up, you might say to yourself, there's simply no way to game plan for them. They're beating teams at a historic pace, and it's not even close. With a top-rated offense and fifth-ranked defense, they can beat you in a variety of ways. While Steph Curry is undisputably the best player in the league this year, bending defenses to his will with Steve Kerr's fantastic flow offense, the X factor is without a doubt Draymond Green, who can attack off the dribble out of short rolls, spot up and shoot threes, and defend all 5 positions on the floor. Add to that sharpshooter and elite defender Klay Thompson, flesh that out with athletic Swiss Army knives in Harrison Barnes and Andre Iguodala, plus a two-headed monster at center, and without a doubt, when you see this game coming up on your schedule, you're going to have a headache. So, how would you begin to game plan to stop this team? It hasn't happened yet this season, and only 4 games were close. Looking at those 4, you start to see, while faint, some patterns here. One thing that is clear is you'll need to get a monster game from your point guard to negate the incredible output Steph Curry is producing. In each of these games, Chris Paul, Lowry, and Jarrett Jack all filled up the box score with great numbers. But that doesn't nearly cover everything. You also need to get a second monster game from a teammate. 3 of the 4 games, that production came from power forwards, but I'm not sold that's a hard and fast rule. But if you're not getting big numbers from 2 players at once, you're not in this game. Another key is getting the Warriors, and specifically Steph and Draymond, in foul trouble. And this touches upon getting maximum production from your point guard, since attacking Steph yields points and can also get you fouls called on him. On November 19th, the Clippers led almost wire to wire, and it initially started with 2 early fouls on Curry that sent him to the bench, disrupting their rhythm and substitutions. That said, Golden State was also missing 2 backup guards in Sean Livingston and Leandro Barbosa. But it's clear without Curry, the Warriors are not the same offensive team. Getting Steph in foul trouble is a tall order, something that rarely happens because they can always switch Klay onto his man to protect him. So Draymond Green is the guy you must target. Getting him out of the game with 2 early fouls is almost as disruptive as getting Curry out, and considering how volatile he is, you have a chance to get him mentally out of the game as well. Green is 12th in the league in personal fouls per 48, and by the sheer nature of his position and role, getting fouls called is always a danger. While his effect on the game is almost as profound as Curry's, he's really the heart and soul of this team, giving them that edge they need to overcome opponents who play out of their minds against the defending champs. If you want to search the schedule for a game you think they'll lose, you should start by looking for a road game. While their offense is better on the road, strangely enough, you can see their defense is much more porous this year. And let's face it, to beat them, you're going to have to put up some serious points. The one glaring weakness in their offense is turnovers. At over 16 a game, they turn it over 7th most in the NBA, and they're ranked 22nd in team turnover percentage. Even worse, they give up the 4th most live ball turnovers, and these are the ones that can turn your crowd on and give you a big boost if you're home. These types of turnovers commonly lead to runouts and easy baskets, and Lord knows you'll need as many as you can get against that defense. In the half court, the deadliest attack the Warriors have is the Steph Curry-Draymond Green pick and roll. Many teams have opted to hedge hard and double Curry to get the ball out of his hands, and I say it's a mistake when you have Green setting the ball screen. He's too versatile to give that much room to, and if you rotate extra early to stop him, he's great at finding the wide open man, and those shots aren't missing very often. One area you should double Curry is on step-up screens towards the baseline. With the sideline and baseline acting as extra defenders, this is a great opportunity to double and put as much pressure on Curry as possible, where it's harder for him to attack and do damage. All that being said, if anyone else besides Draymond sets a ball screen for Curry anywhere on the floor, then by all means, double him quick and hard. Force Ezeli, Bogut, or Spates to make a play. It's not foolproof, but it's a heck of a lot better than the alternative. As far as what the ideal team to stop them looks like, you'd need 2 strong wing defenders and a rim protector. Guarding Steph with one man is a recipe for disaster, as that defender will run out of gas long before Steph will. Plus, the other defender will have his hands full with Klay Thompson when he's not on Curry, so you've got to have 2. And when your defense does get penetrated, you've got to have a big guy back there that can make athletic plays to challenge their shots and lobs. So you may ask, which teams fit this description? The San Antonio Spurs are uniquely qualified in this regard. With the best defender in the league in Kawhi Leonard, paired with Danny Green, they're both bigger and longer, and you can really make it difficult for Steph. Plus, if Steph has to guard Patty Mills running around tons of screens, that will serve to wear him out as the game goes along. Old man Tim Duncan is still hovering in the paint, and he is still a terrific rim protector back there, anchoring the top-ranked defense this year. Another team out there that is equipped to handle the Warriors is the Pacers, believe it or not. Paul George is almost as good a defender as Kawhi, able to disrupt what the offense wants to do by himself, and George Hill is extremely solid and very smart. Combine that with Ian Mahinmi, and they've got the tools to handle the Warriors' offense, on paper at least. As far as individually guarding Curry, you must be physical with him. That said, you can't do that if he has the ball, so you have to get it out of his hands as early as possible so that he's running off screens and you can get handsy. Each year, this tactic seems to work less and less as Curry has gotten used to it, but it is still the best way to disrupt his rhythm on his shot. You have to be relentless on defense, never losing track of him as he darts around constantly looking for the opening. And lastly, you have to figure out how to stop their double secret probationary extra small lineup with Draymond at center. With Andre Iguodala, Harrison Barnes, and Klay Thompson, they have completely interchangeable parts, and it forces teams to guard Draymond with a center or adjust their lineup to something they're completely unfamiliar with. As you can see, it causes all sorts of problems for the defense, and in short bursts, they can get away with a pounding of their smaller players while they defend. Teams can certainly decide to stay big and try and pound them inside, and this is certainly a viable option that we saw Cleveland have success with in the finals. So there you have it, sports fans. That's the blueprint for beating one of the best teams we've ever seen in the NBA. They're a perfect storm of personnel, coaching, mindset, culture, karma, zeitgeist, and any other fancy terms you want to throw in there. They will certainly lose several times this year, and it will take a monumental effort for the opposition each time. So keep your eyes open for how teams decide to defend the pick and roll and how they go against super small ball, since they are the most crucial adjustments that teams are forced to make whenever they step out on the court against the Warriors.